Well, you're someone who lives in LA. You've been living out here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you felt the effect of Nipsey Hussle when he passed. Had you ever met him before?
Never.
Never. Okay. Because I actually met you at somewhat of a hip hop event. It was a Russell Simmons, comedy event, which is a very hip hop kind of thing. So it wouldn't have surprised me if you would run into Nipsey at some point. What did you think about that whole situation?
The Nipsey Hussle situation.
Yeah.
I was crushed by it. Angry. Very angry. Disappointed. And that this jealous young black man took his life, the life of a person who was helping our community selflessly.
Yep.
Not just speaking, but living his belief system, bringing the community together, helping bringing the gangs together. It was a great loss. He did it quietly. He didn't do it. He didn't brag about it. He just did it.
Yeah, he had a store on Crenshaw and Slauson.
Yes, and
when he could have opened it on Fairfax or Hollywood or Beverly Hills or wherever else.
He didn't do that.
Yeah.
He kept the money in the community and hired people in the community.
Yeah.
Because he cared. Same thing LeBron James is doing in Ohio.
Right, with that school.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. From what I understand, that like 90% of the kids are testing in the highest brackets.
That's exactly
when
right.
below they were in the 90% of the lowest brackets. Completely turn around that whole community.
Once kids know you care,
yeah,
they respond differently. I have my own foundation, and that's one of the most beautiful things to see, is that when they see that you care and will listen to them, it's a major thing.
A lot of people are comparing him to Tupac now. Have you actually met Tupac when he was alive?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
What was the interactions like?
We wanted to, this is not too long before his death, we wanted to work on some films together.
Aha.
And he talked about his belief systems, He talked about our community. He talked about this country and the world. He was a brilliant young man and courageous in a lot of ways.
Okay, so he wanted to work on films with you. Okay. And how far did that get? Just a conversation?
It was a conversation, but we didn't get very far, He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, but I was hoping that one day we could do something together, but...
Yeah, I'd heard that he was going to go gung-ho into films, like that he was going to basically finish his last album, and I'd even heard a story that he was going to be cast for Independence Day before Will Smith.
Oh, wow.
I'd heard that. Not sure if that's confirmed or not, but I'd heard that. Well, because he was actually, he starred in Juice, which became a cult classic.
Yes.
And then he actually worked with your guy, Tim Roth.
Yes.
On Gridlocked.
Mm-hmm.
On Gridlocked. Yeah, man, tremendous loss. And it's really, it's affecting the conversation of, is it safe to invest in your own community? Because here's what potentially could happen. When you're in your old neighborhood, when you're trying to help, people who are still economically disadvantaged, you do put your own life at risk. Nipsey was 33 years old, hanging out in front of his own store, and he actually owned that plaza, the land of that plaza. So he felt like he was in the safest place in the world at the time, and look what happened.
I think that was the wrong message. I think in that message, what is ignored is that all of the people that came out in the communities to support him,
yeah,
and show their love for him and their compassion and caring and their devastation from his loss. And then to have that celebration of his life, and it was the Staples Center.
Sold out Staples Center.
Packed the place, right?
First time since Michael Jackson.
And I'm just simply saying, and Stevie Wonder and his,
Yeah.
I mean, he's been recognized as a hero, an example that should be followed. It may frighten people for a little bit, but it's going to be interesting to see what happened to this kid that killed him and what the motivation was, because I'm not clear about any of that at all.